Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a heroic Chainsword build for the Bulwark class in Space Marine 2 Patch 12 using the Blood Angel skin because we actually got all of the Blood Angels cosmetics for the most part on the Bulwark class now, and that means we can also swap our Blood Angel skin to the heroic Chainsword. Now, all of the balanced weapons in Patch 12 got a base damage buff that also includes a 10% buff to the heroic chainsword and the heroic power sword, so pretty cool stuff there, and we're building around that today. Now for the perk tree on this weapon, we are going to be using the heroic version, so we get the perk effect Fist Fight. You can perform an additional heavy attack after a quick punch. Also, a front kick is replaced with a quick punch, and all heavy attacks deal 15% more damage. Now, this will allow you to skip over certain parts of the combo into a stomp attack, which is why things like Trampling Stride for double stomps are actually pretty good in this weapon, because basically all you have to do with this weapon is a light attack into a heavy attack, and then you're immediately into another heavy attack for a stomp. It's actually like skipping one of the normal combo options, which is actually pretty good and way more damaging. Now, for the perk tree here, I do take Perpetual Strength into the perk Swift Recovery for double CHP recovery on heavy attacks. We pretty much only use heavy attacks on this weapon, so kind of a no-brainer. Then I move here into the perk Perpetual Strength and Perpetual Strength for a melee damage increase of 10%, and then we pick up the perk Reverberating Impact for an AoE radius increase of 50% on our stomp attacks. We are going to be stomping all the time in this build, so a really good perk for us. And the next perk here is Combined Onslaught for 10% more damage on light combos, into the perk Heavy Onslaught for even more heavy attack damage. Now the perk up here is by far the most important one, which is Trampling Stride. After performing a stomp, hold the attack button to perform an additional stomp. The double stomps are pretty strong on this weapon. They're also really cool to look at, so really all upside on this perk in my opinion. And the final perks I take are Hard Target and Majora Slayer for 10% bonus damage to Majora's enemies. Though if you want to go down here for Extremis Slayer, you can definitely do that instead, but that is up to you. And that's pretty much all there is for the Chainsword setup here. Now for my secondary here, I do take the ammo reserve option on the relic tier for the heavy bolt pistol, mainly because I just hate fighting Zoanthropes with a plasma pistol, and this one will help out with that a ton, and running out of ammo on the Bulwark class really does suck. Now for the perk tree here, I do take Divine Might first, move down here to Perpetual Penetration, Increased Capacity, Extended Magazine, and Death Strike. Death Strike says after killing a Majora Silver higher enemy in melee combat, you will deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. This will also trigger off of a melee finisher, so just keep that in mind. And the next perk here is Great Might, up into the perk Discipline. When you have low ammo, you deal 25% more damage. And then you grab the perk here, Strong Finish, Headhunter, Gunstrike Reload, and Tactical Precision for 20% more headshot damage, and non-headshot damage decreasing by 10%. Now, I talk about this perk all the time. Headshot damage is still all that matters on pretty much every bolter weapon in the game, so definitely pick this up. The only time I'd skip this is on like a grenade launcher, but to be honest, even there, it's still worth taking, so that's what we're going with today. And that's pretty much all there is for the secondary. But I will say, if you want to take a Neo Volkite, I would probably set it up this way on either variant. If you want to take a Plasma Pistol, I would set it up this way. That is all up to you. I'm just taking this one for me, and that is pretty much everything there is for the secondary. Now for the perk tree here, I do take Intimidating Aura first. Once again, a Perfect Time Parry deals AoE damage within a 5-meter radius. The cooldown is 5 seconds. Now this perk is by far the best in this column, besides like maybe Conviction sometimes. But as far as damage goes, it is just free damage. This allows you to hit breakpoints in just one combo Majora's off a parry Gunstrike. Though if you want to take forward momentum for more damage, this one can be pretty fun, and Conviction does make you way tankier. Next perk here is Scramble Targeting. If you're surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 25% less damage from range attacks. Moving here into the perk Armor Reinforcement. Non-Fisher Gun Strikes restore 1 armor segment. Now, I do take this for armor restore against Tyranids, though I will say if you're fighting Chaos, I would probably take the perk Steel Within instead, because I think this one's just a bit better against range spam, but that is also up to you. And for the team perk, I take Advanced Conditioning. Contested health fades 50% more slowly for all team members, because this is just more fun to use on this build mainly, because double stomps are pretty slow to come out sometimes, and having this extra CHP timing can help you out a lot. Next perk here is Purity of Purpose. The banner deals damage over time to enemies with its area of effect, and pretty much because this is just a free shock nade on your banner. It will wipe out Minoris, wipe out Majora's at times with Glory's Shield, because it almost 100 to zeros them, and it does significant damage to Extremis and Terminus. It really is a top value perk, though you might even be able to run things like Rapid Regeneration if you really wanted to, though on this column, I do think Purity of Purpose is a bit better. Next perk here is Glory's Shield. All team members in the banner's area of effect take 20% less damage, and the banner lasts 20% longer. Longer lasting banners feel really good in this game, and having more banners instead of like an increased cooldown from a figuring icon, I think it's just way more fun for the Bulwark, and the damage reduction here is also quite substantial, so it is my preferred perk. Next perk here is Immerse Resolve. After a Shield Bash, Shield Rush, or Thunder Hammer Pummel Smash, melee damage increases by 15%. You do not lose control from heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. This is the main form of no knockback on this build. I am not taking Armored Advance on this one, though if you do want to pick this perk up, you could take things like Inspiration or Rejuvenating Effect instead. I'm not doing that today, so I'm grabbing this. Next perk here is Defensive Mastery. A perfect time parry or block instantly incapacitates a Majora's or Extremis level enemy. The cooldown is 90 seconds. Now, auto-removing an Extremis from a boss fight is incredibly valuable in this game. Usually the way you die in Space Marine 2 is a melee Terminator, a Lictor, or a Ravener will just lock you into like a Carnifex hit or a Hellbrute hit and stuff like that. So being able to auto-remove them, that will save your life and make the entire mission go way more easily. And a 90-second cooldown may seem like a very long time, but it's really not too bad. Now, for my prestige perk list, I do take Resilience first. Medicae Sims restore 40% more HP. Moving here into the perk Overcharge. Held and charge attack damage increases by 20%. You know, you pretty much take this all the time because it is a 20% multiplicative melee damage increase to the heaviest hitting attacks in Space Marine 2. But on this weapon especially, the Heroic Chainsword is all heavy attacks, so definitely grab this because Fist Fight is like the perfect synergy for Overcharge. Next perk here is Powerful Shot. Range damage increases by 20%. Moving here into the perk Masterful Defense once again. Ability charge restored by 1% for every blocked range attack, just because this is a top tier CDR perk. Though I will say, if you want to skip over Powerful Shot for Standard Bearer, this one says when Chapter Banner activates, you become invulnerable to damage for 2 seconds. Because this perk gives you invulnerability, and invulnerability is the ultimate form of no knockback in Space Marine 2. Any attack that it hits you during this 2-second window will phase right through you, and that means once you plant your banner down, getting off a double stomp is very easy because you cannot be knocked back by anything. So if you want to do that, you definitely could. I'm just building it this way today because I just prefer that. And that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Heroic Chainsword definitely feels better this patch than it did last time. It was in danger of falling off quite a bit, but they finally buffed it up a little bit. You know, 10% is like super substantial, but it does help out. It does feel better, and hopefully this build guide helped you. And if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. I do all that. I ain't dealing with all that. I'm come up here.
I can understand why the Astra Militarum struggled to repel that horde.
I'm not walking all the way back down there for one Biovore. Surely the hive mind will understand. I think it's vanished. Chat, type 1 if you hate Spore Mines. True. I don't have Emboldened Sand there. Or not Emboldened Sand, this one. The 2 seconds of invulnerability after planning. What's this one? Chat, type 1 if Biovores, actually not Biovores, type 1 if Spore Mines are the worst enemy of the game. Type 2 if you think it's Chaos Spawn. Type 3 if you think it's a Biovore. Type 4 if you think it's a Neural Growth. Maybe a YouTube poll with that? No. This is more on my own curiosity for chat. I know putting Biovore is like, do you hate, like, you know, R-Spore Mine's the worst enemy, or an enemy that dispenses Spore Mine is kind of cheating. But, 3 it is then. What number is the Biovore? Yeah, it's 3. I didn't see anybody say 2, so you guys don't hate Chaos Spawn that much. W chat, W chat. Type 1 in chat if you think a ranged Terminator is worse, and then type 2 if you think a melee Terminator is worse. Or I should say, of the 2 options between a ranged and melee Terminator, type 1 if you think a melee is worse, type 2 if you think a ranged one's worse. Huh, really? You guys don't like the ranged one? For what I even say, 2 is the ranged one, right? That's what I said.
Our artificers will prize this.
Rally point reached, Lord Akaran. The Minotaur does not store explosives to Codex Astartes standards. Locate enough to demolish the bridge. Charge is wired. Supports the wire. Bombs. I still have explosives to place, brothers.
Who doesn't hate Enraged Devourers? I don't think Enraged Devourers are that bad. Really don't. I don't know, wait, Enraged Devourers? Yeah, they suck. Yeah, they're god-awful. They're the worst. Take it all back. The opposite of what I just said.
Disgusting tyrannid scum.
Awesome stuff, man. Thanks, dude. One of the many reasons purity of purpose is peak.
Push the target clear. The Hive Tyrant will get your position shortly. Join the Imperial Guard defenses up on the bridge and lure that Xenos Colossus into the kill zone.
I should have known not to take that. Just leave me. But thank God they have the grab update this time. Your CHP is supposed to go away until after this. That's free, see?
Reloading weapon. A lictor hasn't been in sights. Plant the banner. For Sanguinius.
Alright, it says plant the banner for Sanguinius, but if I were to plant this banner, it'd be like 13th Legion. Gilliman. I really hope they actually have this shit at some point. Like, give us a proper banner for these guys. I like that a lot. What do you think about Attack Marine? He is so fun. What prestige level am I? I'm maximal classes.
Astartes! We were not expecting such illustrious company, and we've got a handle on these probing strikes, my lords. It's the relay that's getting hammered right now.
The leader beast will cross that bridge, and in short order, die to our tactics. That's news. Without armor support to tackle a target that big,
Jeans.
we may have to bring down the supply bridge.
Yeah, block Chainsword. No, this is a heroic one. We just have a Sanguinius skin on it. Or Blood Angels, I should say.
Negative. The objective
Astartes,
is the high
yes.
tide on the bridge. Defend this position until the Lieutenant in Command unit is executed.
Is the voice pack still bad and bugged? Well, I mean,
Guide our las guns to your support.
not everything in it was a bug, but they did actually make them audible now. They were bugged to be too quiet before.
Swarm approaching on the left flank.
Replenishing.
Right up below.
The Hive Tyrant is on its way. But it is a horde of Xenos between you and it. You have its attention. It is moving to intercept. Apply more pressure.
This infestation has persisted for too long.
Over the wall!
Fall back. I will hold them. Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos leader beast will be in visual range shortly. Do not be deterred by its awesome size.
I've never been deterred by size in my whole life.
Hold. Give
Not
the
since
Hive
I
beast
turned out to be 4'11".
Detonate the charges now. Detonation complete. Celeste reporting. Xenos leader base neutralized. It is not dead. Our tactics were sound. The swarm would go feral without their connection to the hive mind, but their focus is still on the relay. Reports confirm the lieutenant's assessment. Enemy cohesion still in full effect.
Damn, you're pretty tall.
Beast
Thanks.
is not yet dead.
I want to flex, but in my Smurf village, I was the tallest.
We can hold this position, lords. We'll keep the
Quite a
swarm
bit.
off your backs while you hunt that thing. The target's still struggling under that wreckage.
Fly the banners of the angelic host.
I haven't had a boss fight yet. So the first shit gets crazy. It's where it gets fun. Oh, maybe I should have saved that banner.
Slitherous, repulsive. Detecting my second lines. That put an end to the witching parasite.
Power foot for the win. Yeah, the shockwave is just so intense. Knock him out of the sky.
Command, target is alive and retreating. Pursue and eliminate. We will not have a better opportunity to finish it off. Caution. They still attempt to ambush us.
Another scene on fire form eliminated. The foe seeks to ready reserve. Hold it! Stay close and sharp.
Thalassa report. The Hive Tyrant continues.
Let's throw in some gaming.
Thalassa, you cut out. Repeat. Damn it. Nothing is getting through. We are in the dead zone. Our duty remains unchanged. Forward.
Fly the banners of the angelic host. Exterminated.
That's the easy part. Oh, it's definitely the easy part.
War gear acquired. Advance as one.
Encircle and illuminate.
Flag the banner. Force Sanguinius. We stand. These resplendent exemplars. Exterminated.
The creature is undergoing some kind of transformation. They just triggered every side warning in my suit. Going in for return.
I turn such a bum. Sit in his face and just get endless parries on him. You would have killed him like half the time with the block power fist. Well, actually, being able to parry the boss there is actually way more useful. Can be way more useful. Hey, that's it.